Guys, it's now back-to-back games that Manchester United score 3+ goals. Back-to-back games. Could you believe that? Could you believe that? I couldn't believe that. Actually, I could believe that because Ruben Amorim is cooking. And we need to talk about it. Ruben Amorim, in just 3 games so far, I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing gradual improvement. You know, today we played Everton, and there's so many things to take away from this game that I don't know where to start. I'll be honest with you. Let's just start with the fact that we scored 4 goals, clean sheet, 3 points. We're moving up the table. We passed some teams like Villa now, and I don't know who else, but we're finally in the top half of the table. For the first time, I think, since I don't know, God knows when, since our first win in the season, maybe. And let's talk about it. I mean, we had 2 players on a hat trick today. We had 2 players on hat tricks of assists. Our goal difference is now +4. We're no longer on 0 or -4 goal difference. We rotated. We're getting players back from injuries. We're getting players to rest. You know, there's so many positives to unpack today. Let's talk about the events of the game. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think United started a little bit poor. I thought we did a lot of the basics wrong. We looked like we were complicating the game. So many players just couldn't do the simple things right. I saw Dallo misplacing passes. I saw Mainoo's first touch being off. I saw Ahmad misplacing passes. I saw Martinez giving away the ball cheaply. So many things in the first 30 minutes were not that good, I'll be honest with you. And it's from players that you expect to do a little bit better. I mean, we had Xerxes, Rashford, and Bruno playing on our front line today. That was a bit of a change. We had a midfield of Casemiro and Mainoo, which is a change. We haven't seen Mainoo in over a month. Obviously, I don't think we've seen Casemiro start yet against Ruben Amorim, so this was probably his first start. We saw the same back line. We saw the same wing backs, but pretty much the midfield and the front line, those 5 were different. And I think it kind of showed a little bit of rustiness in the beginning, the lack of game time that Mainoo hasn't had because of his injury. Casemiro, I don't know really about him in that role in this team. You know, it just didn't look good. It was a bit sloppy in the first 30 minutes. And I think until the goal that we scored, let's praise the goal individually, because as a set piece, as a corner, it was a good goal. Bruno crossed to the outside of the box. Rashford hits it first time. It was going bottom corner, but Braithwaite gets a deflection on it. I'm not gonna lie. It settles the debate. Was Pickford gonna get that to that or not? Who cares? Because he deflects it and it just goes the other way, and it just makes it an easy 1-0 for us. And I think we switched on from there. I was hoping while watching the game that goal was gonna be a bit of the momentum changer there, and it kind of did. Because in like 6 minutes or 7 minutes, we scored again. Joshua Xerxes scored. And it's very important. I'm not going to lie. It was very important for Xerxes to get a goal. Let me talk about that goal actually a little bit more. Let me break it down before I mention Xerxes' finish. That goal does not happen if it wasn't for Ahmad. And that won't be the only time on this video where I mentioned that. Ahmad's press causing the Everton midfielder to make that mistake. That's the goal right there. Because from there, obviously, Bruno takes the ball, scores it to Xerxes, who pretty much puts it in a semi-empty net. And that doesn't happen if it wasn't for Ahmad. And let me praise Ahmad a little bit more here. Because Ahmad today, as much as he frustrated me in moments where I thought, you know, the quality of his passing and his touch and his weight of pass, it was kind of off to his standard, because I rate him highly, he still today was amazing. He's probably still man of the match. And I don't even think he played the best game to his standard. And he's still my man of the match. Because his press, especially today, was absolutely amazing. 2 of our goals, including that one, was down to Ahmad's press. If Ahmad doesn't press there and force the mistake, we don't score these goals. And it happened again in the 4th goal, which I'll get to in a minute. Ahmad was absolutely scintillating today. Amazing. His link up with Xerxes, by the way, since I'm talking also about Xerxes, I'm glad to see him get 2 goals. Xerxes needed that confidence boost. He needed these easy tapping goals, because I've seen games like the Leicester game in the FA Cup where we scored about 5, I think it was like 5-1. We won 5-1 that day. I can't even remember. 5-1, 5-2. And everyone was getting like free goals. It was just goals galore, and he was the only one not getting anything. Today, his link up was amazing. The way he dropped into the midfield, his passing was amazing. He put one on a plate earlier in the game for Ahmad, who fluffed his line. Maybe should have taken a touch there, and he probably would have scored. Kind of got robbed of an assist there by Ahmad. But his general play today was good. He wasn't slow in his decision making. He was making good passes. He was getting players involved. The fact they had Rashford and Ahmad around him as well, it looked good because you had Ahmad who was bursting with pace. You had Rashford who was running in behind defenders. The dynamics were there. They were good, and it reflected. And in the second half, I want to praise the second half because, guys, for the third time in 3 games right now, United score in the first, I believe it's in the first 90 seconds of a half. We did it in the first game against Ipswich, where Rashford scored. We did it against Bodo Glimt last game, where Garnacho had that first minute goal off the mistake from the goalkeeper when Haaland pressed the goalkeeper. And today in the second half, we scored in like the first 25 seconds from a Rashford goal, and it was a well played goal. I mean, Everton just kicked off. They went long. We won the ball, and just with a few passes. And this is why I always say it's so simple sometimes to play football. Just pass and move, and pass and move. The passes, the sequence of passes from Xerxes to Ahmad. Rashford makes the run in behind, so Ahmad slips him in, and Rashford hits it first time. It was just good to watch. Like, it just sounds so simple, and probably people are going to be like, it's relax, it's just Everton. No, we haven't been doing this in a while. The way United play in the space right now, the way we can be direct at times, the way we can string a few passes before scoring a goal, we weren't doing that under Ten Hag. And the fact that Ahmad, I'm so happy to see Ahmad get 2 assists today. 2 assists for him, 2 assists for Bruno, 2 goals for Rashford, 2 goals for Xerxes. I'm pissed actually that none of our players got a hat trick today, because that's 2 games in a row where we had players on hat tricks and they don't score. But it's just nice and refreshing to see, and it just shows the improvements that Amorim has had in such a short time. Now, the last goal, which was Xerxes again. Listen, again, if you just compare, honestly, just go compare both Xerxes goals. Both of them don't happen without Ahmad. Ahmad's press, that 4th goal especially, Ahmad just dribbles himself into trouble, gets triple teamed by Everton players, loses the ball, but he doesn't give up on the play, and you can see he's starting to run, and he's about to press the player who he thinks is going to receive the ball, and he makes the right guess. I think it was Tarkowski. And as soon as he receives the ball, Ahmad displaces him, takes it all the way. I think it was him and Xerxes on Ashley Young. Ashley Young has no option there. He can't do anything about it. Easy pass to Xerxes. Great finish from Xerxes. The way of pass, the way he opened up his body, the way he just put it easily in the bottom corner. These are the goals that you want to see. You want to see, I always say, teams that score a lot of tap-ins is just a testament on how good they are, because how simple the goals could be. And Ahmad, man of the match, as I said. Everyone today, I'm lying, not everyone. The majority today of the players, great game, especially the front line. Happy to see Onana leave with a clean sheet, and happy to have that goal difference and that goal cushion now of plus 4 goals. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, we're going into the Arsenal game on Wednesday, and I don't have a lot of confidence going into that game. And rightfully so, because they're such a good team and we're going away. So potentially we won't pick up points there. I hope we do, but you didn't want to drop points 2 games in a row. So it's very important today that we picked up points. But speaking of the Arsenal game, now we got to talk, unfortunately, a little bit about the negatives. And I got to talk about Manu and Lissandro. How both of them, in a matter of like a minute or 2, pick up 2 yellows that get them suspended for the Arsenal game is absolutely foolish. Manu, cheap giveaway, pulls back the player who I don't think he was going to score. He could have let him go, but pulls him down, picks up a yellow. And Lissandro right after. And I always talk about how rash Lissandro is and how cheaply he picks up cards, and people don't want to call it out. The way he clipped Beto today when he was running back, why do you even do that? Where was he going? And trying to pretend that he didn't touch him when we all saw that he did. I mean, these are big misses for us next game. And I'll be honest, actually, I'm going to be different than you guys. I actually don't care that Lissandro's not available for the next game. I care that Manu's not, even though Manu's kind of out of form because he was out for injury. I don't want Lissandro to start. I think Lissandro would have been a bad matchup for us against Arsenal anyways. I'll be honest with you. And I'd rather either Shaw or Maguire playing the back line. As controversial as that sounds, I don't want Lissandro to play next game. I really don't. He makes too many wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really that mad about it. I'm just mad at the idea that you're supposed to be a senior player, a leader in this team, and you give away a silly yellow like that, and you're about to miss arguably the biggest game or the toughest game in the season for us. It really is. It's one of the toughest games of the season, and you leave your team shorthanded. So it's a bit of shame on him to do that. But listen, some other positives that I'll mention before we wrap this up. I mean, Holland got a full rest today. For your striker, and I think he's the main striker now, if I'm being honest, even though Xerxes had a very good game. But I kind of think that Holland is the favorite stylistically. The way that he plays kind of fits what Amorim likes. He got a whole 90-minute rest today, and we scored 4 goals. That's just how good this team was today. And this is why I'm saying Amorim was cooking. When I titled this video, Amorim is cooking, it's because he cooked. He made rotations galore. Again, another game where we see a lot of rotations with Amorim. And I'm curious to listen to his press conference after the game. Obviously, after I do this video, I'm going to go and listen to it. He talks about rotations and managing minutes all the time. Hear him doing that while picking up points. That's amazing. We didn't do that under Ten Hag. We were playing more of the same players all the time. And we didn't have a lot of rotations. We had a lot of injuries. And we weren't even getting the results. Mason Mount today didn't start. Played only 10 minutes. And he's going to be important for us in the Arsenal game. We're going to need him and Højlund for off-ball shape. He didn't play today until the 80th minute. So he only got like 10 minutes in his leg. So he gets a proper rest. Højlund gets a proper rest. He gets a proper rest. Garnacho, I don't know if he'll start next game or not. We'll see, because I thought the attack was fluid today without him. But even he today got a rest. I think he played about 20 minutes. Didn't make the best impact in my opinion. But he still got some rest. So there's a lot of players that we usually would play that got rest. More important, Mazraoui. How do I forget Mazraoui? I mean, I feel like I don't talk about Mazraoui anymore because of how good we think he is. And today he had a solid game. And he got subbed out at 55 minutes. Bro, it's such a luxury to make all these substitutions and not worry. De Ligt came off early, Mazraoui came off early, and we kept a clean sheet. Obviously, it's good to see Maguire back as well. I know Maguire is one that we've argued about for years, but at this point that we're in, when you play through in the back, you want most of your center backs as available as possible. And he came on today. It's good to see him back, get some minutes. We're going to need him next game. He's probably going to be off the bench. Luke Shaw, that's 3 games in a row where he plays a part, building up his fitness, building up his match sharpness. Now that Lissandro's out, he's probably going to play a role next game. So many positives to take today. I will be honest, outside of the yellow cards, they're probably the only negatives I'm taking out of the game today. I'm not going to oversell this win, but it's good. And it's like, I'm looking at every game as building blocks right now to the bigger image. And the bigger image is being a sustainable team. And slowly but surely, we're looking more sustainable game after game. We start with a draw, then we start with a win, but we conceded 2 goals. Then today we score more goals and we concede no goals. Now it's a big test against Arsenal, a different kettle of fish than what we had so far. It's probably going to be the toughest game for Amorim, because by the time we start playing other tougher oppositions, I think we'll have more time and we'll be more comfortable with this team. This game being so soon for Amorim after taking over makes it such a difficult game. And I'm curious to see how he sets up for that game, how he approaches the game. Are we going to approach it the same way we did with these 3 games? Are we going to approach it different? I'm excited. I'm excited. But listen, good times at United. You should be happy. You should be excited. Don't let anyone say anything different. And let Ruben Amorim cook. That's all I'm going to say. Ruben Amorim, Señor Amorim. As I say on my stream, Señor Amorim, we're going to let you cook. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.